Okay, yeah, so my name is John Renard, and I'm the founder of Who Lives. Who Lives is a charity organization. On my first trip home from Africa, number one, I was stunned at the poverty that I saw. You know, I'd seen poverty before. We had traveled to a lot of what we might call developing countries, but I'd never seen poverty at that level. I just kept on seeing some of the same things over and over again. Everybody's daily life revolved around their struggle with water. And I had no idea that that was even a huge problem. If they can get their water problem fixed, that almost by default, they could fix most of their healthcare problems. And part of the problem, I think, is that we call it a water problem. And in reality, it's not a problem, it's genocide. Well, we know that the children especially are susceptible to this scarce and contaminated water. The women and girls are enslaved basically their whole lives to fetch this water, and yet there's still 3.4 million people dying every year because no one's come up with a solution. See, when a well is installed, it'll typically last between 12 and 14 months before the rubber seals wear out. Once those rubber seals wear out, the pump won't pump any more water. And so, again, instead of getting that pump fixed, they'll just go back to the dirty water sources. But in doing so, in going back to get to the dirty water, what they forget is that there might have been 100 children that were born in this village over that time that the well actually worked. All those children have been weaned on clean water, and they haven't built up any antibodies against the myriad of diseases that exist in the pond water and the river waters and in the puddles that they're gathering their water from. And so when they bring that dirty water back to the first time to that child, and that child is now ingesting this water, the mortality of these kids, mortality rate is through the ceiling. In some villages, we've heard of up to 80% of the children that were weaned on clean water and then introduced to the dirty water pass away. There's more water on the African continent than there is in America. It's 30 meters to get to this water. Clean, crystal clean, healthy water. And you think about how short that distance is. The only innovation that we've had are these big water drilling trucks. The problem is getting a big, large truck down a footpath to go the 30 meters. They can't get there. The second problem is cost. Well, there's no way that a small village can pay for that with the economy that they're currently in. We had to figure out a way that we could have a drill mechanism, some sort of a drill that was mobile enough and strong enough to actually drill through the substrate, drill through the rock in order to get to that water. And we have that tool now, where we can get to, quite literally, 100% of the people where they live. The tool is called the village drill. Where are you when you walk 30 steps? Are you at your mailbox? Are you at your neighbor's house? Have you gone from one store to another in the mall? That's all we're talking. That's the distance between life and death. Probably the genius behind the village drill is how simple it is. It has to be simple so that it's easy to use, but more importantly, so it doesn't break down. The experienced drill teams are drilling within an hour. Normally, they reach water within 7 to 8 hours. So in many cases, the day they arrive, they hit water. The village drill survives because of its simplicity. It's designed to be modular. So you take it apart, you move it, you put it back up. This is a tool that could stop the genocide. The village drill is inexpensive, it's robust, it's transportable, and bottom line, it does the job. It solves the problem. It gets to the clean water that every human should have a right to. Water has to be the baseline. On top of water, you build schools. On top of water, you build medical clinics. On top of water, you create greater agriculture. On top of water, you're going to save 3.4 million lives per year, and you're going to improve nearly 1 billion lives per year. There's no example of a developed community that hasn't already first solved their scarce and contaminated water issues. If you want to eliminate poverty, you have to eliminate scarce and contaminated water issues. And my vision is to live in a world where people don't have to live in poverty. And I know that to make that happen, we have to solve first the water issues. Now, because of that simple philosophy of water, health, and opportunity, now we have a chance. My name is John Renard, and I want to solve the world's water problems.